What up, good people?
Hey, everybody.
Good evening. Good evening. Hey, we back.
Come on in. Hey, come on in. We got Facebook, YouTube, Instagram in just a moment. We are back and rolling.
Back like we never
Marriage
left. What's up,
Monday.
everybody? Good to connect with you
We're
tonight.
already on Instagram. Right?
Yeah,
Okay.
IG come up quick.
I
What's
see.
up, everybody?
Really quick.
Y'all good?
Come in and say hello.
Come in and check in with us
Let
and
us know where you are coming from.
log in.
It's been a minute,
Tell
but we're
somebody.
here.
Tell somebody we on tonight.
Yeah. Tag as many people as possible. All your married friends, all your wanna-be married friends, doesn't matter because we hit it all in the moment.
It's gonna be good tonight. All right. We want to connect with you real quick. What up from North Carolina?
Wow.
Hello, everybody. Y'all good? Check in. Let us know where you're coming from. It's important that we know.
Alabama,
Alabama, Atlanta. What up,
Miami.
everybody? Miami,
All right. New York,
California. What's up?
Texas,
What's up? We on
North
Facebook,
Carolina,
YouTube, and we are on IG. All
all
right.
platforms.
All platform. We about to get started in just a minute. Can y'all do me a favor and tag somebody and tell everybody that Marriage Monday is on tonight. New Jersey, Chi-Town. What's up? We just waiting for YouTube to get in.
Oh,
YouTube,
YouTube's not here?
yeah, YouTube take a little while before it click on, but I think it's coming. It's coming. I'm waiting for
Well,
YouTube.
hello, everybody. Welcome. If
There
you
go
just
YouTube.
coming in, it's coming. Oh, it's in now.
Yeah, we
So
good.
if you just coming in, go ahead and let us know where you're coming from and say hello.
And please share, guys.
Share.
We know we've been gone for a minute.
Welcome back.
Welcome back.
We
Y'all
know.
funny.
Don't act like we just went so far away.
Oh my God.
Jacksonville, Florida.
That's
Good
hilarious.
evening, good evening, good evening, YouTube. Come on in.
What up, YouTube? Y'all good?
Dallas, Texas, Chicago, and Atlanta. Okay, I don't know how that happens, but
That means they're a little bit of everywhere.
A little bit
They're in two
everywhere.
places
Oh,
at one
okay.
time.
Detroit.
Yeah, it's good. It's good. All right, come on. Tonight we're going to talk about redefining your roles in marriage, right? Relationship have roles and they must be redefined. So we just going to jump it right in and get right to it so we don't waste any time. Everybody, what's up? All right. Hey, so we're going to get it right jumping. Like I said, we are on Facebook, on YouTube, and on Instagram. It's Marriage Monday. We used to do this every Monday, single Monday.
For like a year, right?
For over a year. We did it every Monday. We decided to scale back for a little bit. You seem like you a little short tonight. You all right? I don't know. Let me just maybe adjust the camera. There we go. So you're a little short. So we wanted to just make sure everybody's been asking for it. We spent some significant time with the singles.
Yes.
Red flags,
so
relationship red flags.
It was crazy.
That's
right.
Got
a lot of hits.
So we thought we'd jump in with the married couples tonight and some singles too. Everybody gets to stay and listen if you want, right? So relationships, redefining roles in relationships.
Because in relationships there are roles in your marriage, but there's definitely roles based upon most of the time how you were raised, and not a lot of times based upon the conversation that you need to have in regards to what you want your roles to be inside of your marriage.
Yeah, and so every relationship should be in a process of evolution.
Yeah,
constantly evolving, constantly growing, constantly thriving, and so it's healthy. We used to do it every anniversary. We would have a checkup, a marriage checkup, right, where we talk about our roles and how we're doing, kind of grade our relationship, right? So you are constantly evaluating, you're okay. You're constantly evaluating your relationship in your mind. You're evaluating your needs, what you're receiving, your wants from your spouse. And so it's healthy to get that out of your head and to be strong enough to have a conversation about how you're doing. How are we doing? We haven't done that transparently in a year. My wife would always take a deep breath. when I say, okay, so how we doing? Is evaluation. Why would you always do that?
Because I don't know. I think a lot of it is, the expectation that you have for yourself, and maybe not meeting that expectation of yourself and even of your spouse. So it's just kind of like, you just trying to get a footage on the role that you're to play in the marriage. I won't say play, sorry, the role that you have in your marriage. And then also, it's interesting because the longer that you've been married, the more that the conversation of the roles that you have, and then like you're trying to obtain that good place, and then it switches. And then now you got to try to learn another role or whatever. So yeah, it's just kind of just
so what about
expectation.
so the conversation of that evaluation made you feel away because you, I don't know if you answered it.
I did. I said the expectation.
Your own
Yeah,
expectation.
if you met it or not.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I mean, I just think that it's healthy, right?
I agree.
It's very healthy to have this evolution conversation. You want to make sure that your spouse is getting the best version of you,
Of you.
that they're experiencing the best version of you, and that, I would ask my wife, yo, when you were single and you hoped or prayed to be married, is this the marriage that you prayed for? Because I wanted to know if she was living the dream, living the marriage that she prayed for, what she hoped, what she desired. Is this everything that she wanted, right? Because when you're single and desiring a spouse and praying and, oh God, please, you have these clear, high cut expectations. And then when you get married, sometimes
The
reality of that either is not met or it is met and exceeded, but sometimes you don't say anything. I think in a healthy marriage, you are always in a constant evolution. And so it's important to evaluate. You're evaluating your marriage all the time, and your spouse is evaluating your marriage all the time. So why not have that conversation about that evaluation to see where you are and check in? So it's summertime, it's a new season, right? Our anniversary was in April, and we settled in here in the city of Chicago and South. So now we're starting to have this conversation about our redefining of the roles. Our family dynamics has changed. Our oldest son is older, you know what I'm saying, than he's been before. He's almost 21. Our daughter is about to go into high school. Our son is about to go into middle school. What they need is different. What she needs from them, what she needs from me is no longer the same. What I need from her is no longer the same. And so while all these changes are happening, dissatisfaction can settle in, frustration can settle in, dysfunction can settle in, because you can be in your marriage operating on an old paradigm,
right,
an old pattern, an old expectation. And as you said earlier, everything's changed and nobody said anything. And now, if you're not careful, you become unhappy, you become frustrated in your marriage, and it's silent frustration because you haven't expressed your unmet expectations.
Yep.
And so it's very, very important that you express your expectations so you don't be frustrated in unmet expectations. I can tell by the comments that we in there tonight, right? And so we always try to come to you in a transparent space and never make up anything. We was gonna do something fluffy like, oh, summer of love, but we was like, yo, if it's really gonna be a summer of love, we're in a real place where we're in a new city, in a new season. Our children are in a new age. My wife just had a big golden birthday. She's in a new space. Who she is as a woman is different. Who I am as a man is different. And yo, we need to evaluate where we are and decide what we want in our marriage.
Yeah, I agree with you, like totally. And I think that is the evolution. And when we talk about marriage being alive, I believe that lets you know it's alive.
Yeah.
When you can't say, we're sweet 16, and you can't say what worked or what was cool at 10 years is still cool at 11
right.
or even 12.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I just, I just think that that's extremely real and very honest.
So it's important to build into your marriage this evaluation process that doesn't feel like judgment, right?
Yeah.
It's important because if you don't build into your marriage an evaluation, an organic, natural evaluation, not when you're angry, not when you're frustrated, not when you're mad, but a intentional time where you look at the context of your marriage, what you're giving to it, what you're receiving from it, and how you feel about it. If you don't build it in, it'll become a powder keg, and then boom, at the most inopportune time, it blows up, and you're like, yo, well, how long have you been frustrated? And how long did you want more sex? And how long did you wish that, we took long walks? And how long was it that you wish that, I cooked you dinner? And how long? And it's like, I wanted that for a long time. But if you never say it, then you never express it. There's an expectation
in your own head.
That's in your head, and then the relationship fails because you have unmet, unexpressed expectations. And so we want to try to help everybody, including ourselves, to get out of dissatisfaction, get out of frustration, evaluate the space of your marriage. And just because it worked in year 2, 1, 3, 5, 6, 7, 20, doesn't mean it's working now. Yeah. So what do you need now? Do you feel like you can be honest with your spouse about what you need now without them taking it personal? Come on, talk to me, right? You want them to take it personal to the extent that
they want to make it
happen for you, but you don't want to take you don't want to express what you need as an attack, or they receive it as an attack because you need something different. And as my wife would say, she would always get tense because she would feel like this was going to be a conversation about what she's not doing.
I do. I know. But I think I think that when you're in love with somebody and you want to make them happy and you want to, be what they need while trying to do the expectations for yourself, the tension and the pull is real. Like, that's just real. And I think that, like you said, that you have to, as the person that is receiving it, know that it is not a personal attack, but it is the growth and the evolution of your marriage. And when you take it from that perspective, then it can help you, because it won't always be there, but it can help you to not take it personal.
Yeah, most people are saying, no, I can't be honest. Some people said, I can be honest. Some people said absolutely nothing, right? Somebody said, I think they take it, or it's taken as criticism, right?
And it's true.
Yeah, but if you feel like you're in a marriage that you can't critique,
I get it,
then that everything you said, that's right. If you're in a marriage that you can't critique, or you can't make better or tweak, then you're in a frustrated marriage, because there's always opportunities to make your marriage better. And so you have to free your spouse to be honest with you, so that you can redefine the roles and don't go tit for tat. And so, oh, you ain't doing this, then you ain't doing this. And if you point out what I am pointing out, then I'm gonna point out what you're not doing, and if you find yourself in a healthy space where that evolution can take place, then you can critique and tweak your marriage. Some people say, I can be honest, that's good. Where I can tweak my marriage and make it better, then it's for our benefit, and we really work towards that.
I think, somebody said that they can be honest and they can receive it, but they have to go slow. And I think that might be something that when people are trying this, that they have to realize that they have to go slow. It doesn't mean that you don't say what you need to say. I think that you just have to go slow, because like sometimes my husband, he would tell me things, or he would want something, and I would take extremely personal. Like, it is definitely something that I have to work on when he's having a conversation with me. But I think when he takes it slow for me, so I can get out of my own head and get out of my own expectation and things of that nature, I can receive it, because it's like you have to remind yourself, this is not a personal attack. And that doesn't have anything to do with the person. That has everything to do with you as an individual, or how you receive information. And I think when you're just honest with yourself, that you can be very sensitive, and you got very high expectations for yourself, that if anybody said anything to you that they're not satisfied, that you're already going to be put in a space, then that way you can work through the conversation. But the person who is initiating that conversation, they have to take on the responsibility that they can't they can't allow the other person's, I'm not to say feelings get in the way of what they need to say.
I got to tell the truth in love, but I can't let your feelings manipulate my truth.
Exactly.
Right.
And so that's just, and
there's a difference.
And there's a difference. And as the person that's you're going to be talking to the quote unquote sensitive person, then you need to just, just make sure that you're not mad and you're not angry, and you handle all of that so that your truth can be received in love.
And I think because people are bottled up, then that's why it all comes out so fast.
And it's so emotional.
Because it's like, I should have probably told you this long before I was angry about it, or because I'm frustrated about it. I remember the other week, because I told you I had to talk to you about something, I needed to express something to you that I had not expressed to you. And we was talking about something totally different. And I got all riled up, and you was like, yeah. And I was like, you know what? I apologize. It's really not about this. It's because I have something else to say to you that I haven't said to you. And because I have something else to say to you that I haven't said to you, then this is coming out like I'm angry about this, but I'm really not angry about this. It's just that we need to have a deeper conversation. I can't have this perfunctory conversation when I really need to talk about something that matters. And the conversation that I'm trying to have with you is not about just me or you. It's about us. And if we not good, this is a we conversation. So my critique is about us, not just about me or you. And I found myself when I'm frustrated because I'm retaining my thoughts.
And
then it comes out in other spaces.
Yes. And it bleeds into everything else. And it's just honest, the truth.
Yeah. So you just got to build in moments of evaluation where you can talk so we can be good, and it's not just when something's wrong. So we're gonna drop some nuggets on you tonight. Hopefully this is helpful. We're not gonna be with you for a long time, but we're gonna drop some nuggets on you tonight, and just try to help you to get out of dissatisfaction, right? Because when you're frustrated, when your needs are unmet, right? What do you do when you're in dissatisfaction? When you're in dissatisfaction, you start to function in dysfunction, right? And then when you function in dysfunction, you function in isolation. Marriage isn't healthy. It's not its best version of itself. And it all could probably be tweaked if you were just honest and have a conversation. So everybody just talk. Let's have a conversation. Let's have a conversation. Can y'all just type, let's have a conversation, so I know we're on the same page. And then we're going to jump into it. Let's have a conversation. So the first thing you want to do is first have a conversation with yourself, okay? Have a conversation with yourself. So the first thing you want to do is, before you talk to your spouse, right? Each of you make your own list of the expectations that you have of the other person.
Yeah.
Make your own list. This is what I need
to do
from you right now. Not what I need to do, what I need you to do.
No, well, I thought you said have a conversation with yourself
with myself.
First.
Yes, I'm sorry. Yes, I'm having a conversation with me.
Forget that.
All right. No. I'm having a conversation with me, but it's about what I need from you. Right. Can I tell you what I need from you? This is what I need from you. You don't get to judge it. You don't get to have an opinion on it. This is my feelings. This is my needs. This is where I am. This is about what I feel I need in this space, in this season of my life, from this relationship. I got to make a list. I'm making a list of my expectations that I need from you. Y'all got that?
Yep.
Type that down. Make a list of my expectations that I need from you. You want to say something on that?
No, I think just as you said, starting off with yourself first, because as you said, we hold people to expectations that we have never expressed. And I think when you just take a moment to be by yourself and just to look at your life and where you are and how things are with you emotionally, that you can articulate it in a way that the other person can absolutely see it and understand.
Yeah. So without judgment, without condemnation, without guilt. Why do I feel this way? Why do I want this? Is that right? Doesn't matter. If you feel like you need it from your spouse, nobody else is supposed to give it to you, right? Nobody else is supposed to be meeting this need, right? So don't let there be a need that you haven't expressed that's being supplemented in some other space. by some other place or some other person, right? So here is my list of my expectations that I have for me. Y'all got that? Everybody type that? Everybody got that? Judgment free, judgment free. You got it? Each of you make a list of my expectations that I have. You got it? I see y'all typing it. I see y'all typing it. Everybody type it. That's number one. All right. So number two, what you think number two gonna be? You already know. Number two is show the list to each other and discuss why, type why, why it's important to you. Not just what's important to you, but why.
I mean, this is very key because sometimes when they give you, I'm sorry, what am I doing?
Nothing, just, I can't.
I'm sorry, go ahead. It's hard. I may lose my thought. This is very key because when they give you this list of the stuff that they feel like they need and their expectations, it may not be very important to you. And it almost might be like, why do they need that? And that answer or that question could be very offensive to the person that has presented the list because they've evaluated, they've talked to themselves, they've done all of this work, and then you kind of looking crazy and that just kind of throws them off. So when they tell you the reason why, now it's not just an expectation, but they help you to understand the background of it all. And it does not necessarily have to make sense to you in order for it to be done. It just has to be articulated what the expectation is and what they need. And because I'm your spouse and I love you, then I'm going to try my very best to meet that need. So that why is very important versus just putting a whole bunch of stuff. You need to have a why behind it because I think the why is almost more important than even the list.
Well, the why just helps give some clarity to what it is. Yeah, it doesn't, because as my wife said earlier on, fundamentally, there's probably a why connected to your childhood or something. You don't really have to justify your why. Your why is your why. Just be able to articulate your why, right? So here's what I need from you and here is why. Here is what I need from you and here is what's important to me. Here is why it's important to me. And it can be a little intimidating to be willing to share your list with your spouse.
And your why.
And your why to your spouse, because your why might be selfish. Your why might not make a lot of sense. Your why might
be from your childhood.
Might be from any space or any angle of your life. Yeah. So when you consider the what you want, also consider the why is also important to you, because the ability to articulate that why is important. So number two is show your list to each other and discuss, not argue, why it's important. Why it's important. I need this from you. I need you to take out the trash without me asking you. And it's important to me because why? Whatever. I need sex every night because why? I need to feel intimate. I need to, I don't know, whatever your why is, it's your marriage. It does not matter. You don't have to justify it to each other. You just need to be able to articulate it so you can share your list. So why do we say make a list? Because if you make a list, grandma taught us that sometimes writing your emotions down and writing your feelings down help you articulate it instead of trying to shoot off the cuff. So make your list, write it down, put it on your phone, and have a meeting. This is a real meeting where real stuff matters.
Making a list, also writing it down, also helps you not to allow your spouse to cause you to be emotional and to retract what you feel that you need. And sometimes when we're making a list, based upon how they will receive it, will cause us to erase it or cause us how to figure out to not need that. And so I think another reason why grandma said that is that because sometimes when you love somebody, you will deny yourself. And when you deny yourself, that denial is going to come up somewhere else. And it really wasn't something that you should have denied. It was something that you should have articulated. And then now you're angry at them because you didn't have the courage to say what you emotionally needed.
Everybody talk about some not every night. You don't judge somebody's list. They might need sex every night for a week.
If they get it for every night for a week, then they're gonna stop.
They'll be tired.
They be tired. Okay. People say that because they never had it. Like
what was that one challenge? Sex every day for
40
days, 30 days?
30
yeah,
days.
30 days.
And people was like 14 days. They was like, okay,
yeah.
I'm done.
But what you can determine what your spouse needs from you, or if it's justified, right?
But on top of that, just dealing with that for the whole sex thing, most of that is a stress reliever. So
it might be a stressful season.
It might be a stressful season, and they just not need to get that. Or it might be a season that they don't feel close to you.
Yeah.
And they need to feel close to you. So that's why you can't judge it, because you don't totally know emotionally what someone needs. That we might look at it in a physical sense, but it's deeper than that. And when you're having sex with your spouse, it is a stress reliever, but more importantly, it causes you to become closer together, to be intimate. So if somebody is wanting sex all the time, 9 times out of 10, they just want to be intimate with you.
In some way.
And if you do it every day for about 5 days, that'll be all right.
Anyway, number 3, right? So this is evaluation, right? This is constant evaluation of your marriage. What are we doing? We're redefining the roles of our marriage. What I needed 5 years ago, I might not need now. What I needed 5 months ago, I might not need now. Exactly. I'm constantly in the evolution, and my marriage is healthy because I'm evolving with you. So I got number 1 down, which is I made my own list of my expectations that I have for the other person. Number 2 is I show that list, or I share that list and discuss why it's important. Number 3 is I explain to each other how I expect roles and responsibilities to play out in our own marriage, right? So every marriage has its roles, right? It's the stuff. It may be traditional, it may not be traditional, but it's the stuff that I expect my wife to do, and it's stuff that she expects me to do, right? So if I got stuff that she needs to be done and stuff that I need to be done, now we need to decide, I got your list, you got my list, how are we going to do this? How are we going to roll this out in our marriage? How are we going to make this so all aspects are covered?
Yep. I agree. You're good.
I know you agree, but it's nothing to disagree about. But you don't want to add anything to that?
I mean, I think, as you said, that there's roles, there's expectations, and the conversation is, based upon where we are, how our life is, how is you going to do what you supposed to do, or that you said you're going to do, right?
Exactly, because so if we're honest, like in our marriage, right, there's things early on in our marriage that I had time to do, that I didn't mind doing, that you didn't have to do, because I had time to do it and I enjoyed doing it. And now I don't have time to do it, and you just do because you like comfortable that I used to do it. And I'm looking at you like, are you gonna do that? And you like, oh, you want me to do that now? And I'm like, yeah, I told you that, but maybe I didn't express to you why that changed. And if I'm not clear, I'll be frustrated or feeling like you're not helping when you just like, I know I was supposed to help right there. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, just because I can articulate what I want from you doesn't mean that you understand this is now your responsibility in our marriage, right? I'm no longer doing that. Exactly. I'm not doing this, and I'm not doing that, and I'm not, because I think a lot of men end up feeling, at least good men and women, because sometimes this is rarely 50-50 now, right? Men and women, I would say, are frustrated because they feel like they're carrying the majority of something that should be shared. And if they're carrying the majority of something that should be shared, and the other person know, well, if I don't do it, they're going to do it, then you start to feel unappreciated and taken advantage of. You like, oh, so you just think, wow, this is automatic, right? And what if I don't do it? And sometimes you feel like not doing it so you can let it fall, so you can see what happens, you know what I'm saying? And that's the wrong approach, because really you just needed to express that there have been a shift or a change or a need for your assistance. And 9 times out of 10, your spouse will jump in and help you. But if you spoiled them in some season and it wasn't needed for them to help you in that space, you must be fair to articulate to them that the season has changed and there's something that's needed from them now.
And the key thing here is patience.
No patience.
Patience.
No, forget that.
Because the roles, that role has changed, the expectation.
No,
I'm not
we
saying
doing it now.
I understand we doing it now.
Ain't no patience.
If I forget
that ain't no forget.
Right
this your
now
thing
is
now.
what you're supposed to be
you
doing.
Now.
Sometimes you just forget.
No, write it down. I
stuff.
wrote it down and I told you ain't no forget, ain't no patience. Talk about some patience. Be patient. No, don't be patient. No, I'm not being patient. Because then when you got to remind them over and over again.
I get it. I am not saying that you don't articulate your frustration if they forget. All I'm saying
over and over again.
It's not over and over again because the role just changed last week. So you've been doing this for 500 years.
It's your turn now. It's your turn,
but all of a sudden it's changed.
It's your turn.
I didn't know.
No, we didn't know. We had a meeting and we told you, and now it's your stuff. This ain't on my plate no more. This on your plate. What?
Just know at the end of the day,
I'm just saying
the person is not trying to be like, I don't care what you're trying to say.
No, nobody took it personal, but it's not about do you care? It's about carry your weight. Handle your stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Handle the stuff
handle
that has
your
not
stuff
been put on my plate.
That is now on your plate.
Okay.
Handle your stuff. Okay. Because the truth of the matter is that if you don't handle the stuff, the other person is going to keep on. I'm talking about some be nice. The other person is going to keep on doing what they used to doing, and the other person is never going to pick it up. We shifted. It changed.
I agree with all of that. But what I'm saying is that to me, the reality of roles shifting and changing. And this is what
how these expectations are going to be experienced in our marriage.
I understand that, but let's just be honest. Not only in our marriage, we have seen in other people's marriage where roles have changed, and the other person is getting upset and angry with them. But this has been this way for a while, so it doesn't mean that I'm not trying to do it. I don't want to do it. Don't get sensitive when I don't do it. Just remind. But and I know emotions get into place and things of that nature, and you want it now. Okay, yeah.
Reminding is great. Somebody talk about this seems a little personal. We always transparent. This your first time.
If this your first, welcome. Exactly.
You ain't gonna. What you see is what you get. We ain't gonna fake. The truth is that yes, I agree that the responsibilities have changed, right? Mm-hmm. But the reminders, once you get reminded, it becomes the responsibility of the person in the marriage to take that responsibility on and say, I got this now. Okay. Right? I got this, because if you don't, then you feel again dissatisfied, frustrated. You feel like that in the same because writing your list of the other person's expectation, that's easy. Sharing it, and I want you to do this, okay, and I want you to do this, that's easy. But when it comes to Jason talking about some next exactly. But when it comes to these expectations that have been expressed now being experienced in your marriage, this is where dissatisfaction comes in. This is where frustration is not me writing my list and telling you, it's not you hearing my list and telling me, it's not us sharing the list. It's when we did all that and I'm still doing what I told you I need, or I still don't have what I told you I need, or I still am not experiencing what I told you.
The list needs to go right here. Why you wake up with the list every day, right here. This is where the list goes, so you never forget what is on the list.
But it's the growth process,
I understand,
right?
babe, and it's true, and I get it. I mean, I'm being funny, but I get it. I get that, because the only way that I can relate to it is with children. That's the only way that I can relate to it. And that if I tell you something and I want you to do it and I need you to do it, if I have to remind you, then I'm gonna get upset. If I have to keep reminding you, I'm gonna do it myself. Because if I have to keep reminding you to wash your clothes and you don't wash it and it smells horrible, then I'm just gonna wash it and I'm gonna be mad and I'm gonna fuss. So I get all of that. And I just think that the other person, I know when you tell me that you need something from me, I don't just be like, whatever. I don't care what he's trying to tell me he needs. Like, I legitimately just forgot. I'm just trying to make sure that I don't disappoint you with my just humanness.
And I think that my responsibility is to remind myself that you are not ignoring me or dishonoring me or being disrespectful with my reminder through your intention. But I also have to be honest that if I express that I need something and you didn't respond,
it feels like
feels like dishonor.
What we usually say.
Right. Right. Exactly. Or it feels like rejection, right. or it feels and I've talked to a lot of people. Guys.
I was about to say guys.
I talk to guys that say, yo, you told me to talk, I talked, nothing changed. You know what I'm saying? Well, I'll remind her, then nothing changed. We talk to ladies that say, I said it, I'm tired of saying it, I ain't saying it no more. And if that dissatisfaction continues to settle in, it just creates dysfunction in the marriage. And so the reality is that at what point does the hearer have a responsibility to own what has been expressed in a vulnerable moment? Took a shot, took a chance to tell you, I need more of this, I need less of this, I need help here, I need change here, I need leadership here, I need value here, I need affirmation here, I need a hug, I need a touch, whatever it is. But if I express that over and over again and then you don't respond, not say you heard me, but respond, give action to it, at what point what do I do with that? Keep reminding you?
Don't ask me.
Why?
Because I'm going to say that, yeah.
Okay. And at what point of me keep reminding you, do you take responsibility for the expectation?
When you remind me, I feel like crap. I feel like I want to just go into a shell, and I have to talk myself not to go in the shell. I have to talk myself not to get in your feelings. I have to talk to myself and say, you're not a failure. I have to talk to myself and say that, because in my heart of heart, it is never to do you wrong. Like I mean, like all of that. But but in the same frame, I get your frustration and all of that, because I know what it feels like to have an expectation and to articulate the expectation, and it's not met continually. I know what that feels like. So
and you don't want to keep reminding you, because I don't want you to feel like crap. I don't want you to feel like a child.
So
I don't want you.
I'm gonna try not to want it and things.
I don't want it no more. I'm gonna change. I'm not gonna need that. I ain't gonna say it no more. But although I do that to keep peace in our marriage, there's dissatisfaction inside. There's frustration inside, and it's like, yo, I told you that I needed this XYZ, and I reminded you and you still didn't do it. So what am I supposed to do with that? Either I'm supposed to not want it, or what? And when we don't, and see, you could tell by the thread, this is why I wanted to push here, because this is the stuff we want to gloss over and try to act like that your acknowledgement of what I told you was my expectations was supposed to be also great and wonderful. You're meeting and exceeding my expectations. This is all I got. I'm not looking for nothing else. I don't want nothing else. It's here. It's, like there's self-fulfillment that I must have for myself, and then there's other things that I need from you to give to me. I can't expect you to give me everything, right? But then there's some things that I know is in your power to give me. If I express that I need it from you, I expect for you to do that in the context of our relationship, as you do for me. If you tell me I expect you to be the provider, I expect you to pay these bills, I expect you to, when I click this light on, for it to come on. When the air come on, I expect it to come on. You never go, yo, why is that not there? And so just as you can reach for certain things that you have expectation towards, and I take responsibility without reminder for your expectations, when do the other person take responsibility without reminder for the same expectations?
I get you right.
Y'all okay?
They fine. They going in because they like, this is real. It's real. It's so real because there's a me in here and there's a you in here.
That's right. And the dysfunction of most marriages where we see it come to a breaking point is in this one right here. It's not in me knowing what I want, and it's not in you knowing what you want, and it's not in me telling you what I want, and it's not in you telling me what you want. The dissatisfaction in the relationship comes when we don't talk about how what we said is going to be experienced in our relationship, because that's the only place that we see real change. Exactly. Other than that, what's the use of having the conversation? Why did we talk? Why did we sit down? Why did I gut myself? Why did I tell you how I felt? Why did I tell you what I want? Ain't nothing gonna change. Ain't nothing gonna change. And if people keep wanting stuff to change that never change, and they keep saying it ain't gonna change, and they really needed it to change, then they're in a changeless marriage while everything is changing. I'm just saying. Y'all all right?
They all right.
Here we go. Last one? No, we got two more.
We do?
Yeah. Reach a common resolution, if necessary, compromise on some expectations so you can move forward with a stronger and a more unified marriage. So this is the place where you go, all right, this is where you got to be honest.
Do I really?
Can I do that or no? Yeah. Because I'd rather you tell me, I know this is what you want, and I can't give that to you like that. Not now, right now, cause here, cause this, cause why, and can you do with this much, or can you do with that? This is where we rather try to find a happy medium than for you to say okay and nothing change.
Then that's the answer.
What's the answer?
That's the answer of me having to, you or the other person with the expectation and it not being met.
Both have expectations.
I know both people have expectations, but I think I think this is the one that people don't do.
If they don't do the other one.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Come to a resolution of a common place.
A common place. Like to have a like after you give your list, then the other person looks at the list and says to themselves, let me digest this list a little bit. And then let me be honest with myself about what I can really do to not make you dissatisfied, or for you to feel like I don't care what you say, I'm gonna do whatever I want to do. So let me,
or if it's unrealistic
for me as an individual
in this season. Which sometimes be honest,
that's true.
Because if I'm not considering something that I don't know, and I'm like, yo, I want you to, I want you
to be cooking every single night, but you in school.
Yeah, or I want you, exactly. Or you working full time, and I'm like, I need dinner every night. I can give you dinner 3 nights or 2 nights, so I'll make sure you have dinner, but I can't cook dinner because I'm in school and I got hungry, blah, 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 blah. But communication, then you can find a compromise. Cool. You do 3, I do 2. I'll pay for this. You do this. Yeah. We call it in. I'll make sure it's there. You can find that happy medium, because maybe that facade, because I grew up watching my mama put dinner on the table every night, but my mama wasn't working full time. She wasn't in school. She wasn't whatever. And so now your shining light on your side helps me to see a side I didn't understand. And then now we can find a compromise. So I could still eat every night, or you could still eat every night, but it's not necessarily that you cooked every night. And you not cooking because you watching the Real Housewives or whatever. You're not cooking because you're doing something that's productive, that's building our family.
Right.
And I think sometimes there's a difference from just saying like no, or I can't, or I'm not, versus here's what I can do and here's why I can't do it. Exactly. What you want me to do the way you want me to do it.
The why in the last 2 slides is the place that causes your marriage to be strengthened.
Yeah. But you got to be able to communicate. I think this whole conversation hinges on the ability to communicate.
Yeah.
And if most marriages are struggling in the area of honest, clear communication, then you don't even get to these pushbacks. You can't even push back and say, I see your one, I give you two. You know what I'm saying? I do this, but I can't do that. I'll do this, but I can't do that. You don't get there because you don't feel like you can communicate without it being personal or rejection or something like that.
Or
you know what I'm saying?
or becoming an argument, and then you arguing, and then you have left the list and the conversation of why.
Right. Now you're talking about something totally different. Right. And people love in marriages to start an argument about something else so they don't have to finish about this list. Right. So I'm just going to start. Oh, you always make it personal. You always. No, come back, honey. We're talking about this list. You ain't going to go throw a bomb somewhere else so we don't have to finish this.
Or start crying.
Right. We're gonna finish. Here go your tissue. We're gonna finish this conversation. We're gonna finish it tomorrow. We're gonna finish it tonight. Remember that one night? Remember that one night we had to finish our conversation?
The next
all night.
All night long.
Yeah.
I was like,
I said, the Bible said don't go to bed angry.
And I was like, I'm not angry. How about that? I'm not angry. And he was like, you lying. I was like, I'm not. I don't want to talk no more.
But we had resolution, right?
We hung in there.
So how do you find resolution? If necessary, let's find compromise. Can y'all type that one? That's a long one, but I need you to type it. If necessary, can we find compromise about our expectations? What we can do, what we can't do, so we can figure out how we can have a unified marriage. That's the goal. That's the goal. All right.
That's so good.
That's the goal. You tired?
No.
What you thinking about?
I'm thinking about, like, to me, the whole process of it. Like, I feel like the list, and then being able to take that list and look at yourself individually, and not to be lazy, but to just be honest about where you are. Because I think sometimes when you're trying to please your spouse, you're like, yes, I can do it. Yes, I want it. Yes. And it's, yes, I want to do it, but yes, I don't think I really can in this season, and not because I don't.
And why?
Yeah, and
because
why?
Like you said earlier, the why is important. Don't just tell me you can't do it. But tell me why. But then sometimes it's just flat out rebellion.
I know, and that's why I was just very careful in saying that, because
you just don't want to.
If you holding something against them, that list is never going to come into fruition, and it's going to be petty, and it's not going to be a resource that's going to cause your marriage to grow. It's an opportunity to build a mountain. And so you got to make sure that your heart is pure when you're making this list, and that if you have an offense, you tell them before you make this list, because if not, that offense is going to come through that list. And then now the quote unquote list don't work. No, it will work. It's just, it don't work with ulterior motives.
And people are frustrated in their marriage because they know that their spouse can give them what they're asking for.
Yeah.
They're just refusing to do so.
Yep.
They're just refusing to do so. And when you're refusing to do so, when you're rebelling in the context of your marriage.
Dude, do you know that God gonna get you for that?
I'm just saying.
To me, like, I can sit here honestly and say, I don't be trying to do nothing to my husband. And when I don't do his expectation, he knows it's not me, because I'm afraid of Jesus. Like, for real. So I'm just being honest. Like, it's stuff I do just because of Jesus. I'm talking to myself about it.
And I think on that same note, that sometimes, if I'm honest, some people
benefit.
That's right.
They benefit because you love Jesus.
People feel taken advantage of, because if you're in a relationship with somebody that has a relationship with God, some stuff you do is because of your relationship with God, and not because you feel appreciated or reciprocated. Some people are frustrated because they're like, I feel like you're taking advantage of me because I do what I do first. Unto God. Second, because it's who I am. And then you get to benefit, as Bruno Mars, the prophet Bruno Mars said, lucky for you, that's what I like. You know, he's saying, lucky for you, that's what I like. He's like, you benefit from what I like. So you never have to worry about if it's going to be on a certain level, because the level is not necessarily the level that I'm on, is because it's what I like, not because it's what you like.
That's why I'm with you.
Me and my wife had a conversation about that. We was tripping because she
I don't know, you was tripping.
Yeah, because but you said you said in the process, you was like, I ain't worried about it, because that's what you're gonna do. That's what you're gonna do. And I was like, so everything you think I do for me, not for you. She's like, some of the stuff you do for you, not for me, because it's what you like. And she said, now that's why I'm with you, because I know you like the best. So I don't got to worry about where we sleeping, where we eating, because it's going to be on a level because of you. I said, well, what if, so you think I don't do none of it for you? She's like, it is for me, but it's also for you. And sometimes you feel taken advantage of. You like, no, I'm really trying to do this for you. But, you know, the prophet Bruno said, that's what I like, you know.
Lucky for you.
That's what I like. And so it's like sometimes in the marriage, people get frustrated because they feel taken advantage of by the other person, because they feel like that the other person is taking advantage of their value system, their standards, their expectations, their relationships with God, and their relationship with each other. So it's important that you let your spouse know that you appreciate them.
The simple things.
Not
things
just because it's what they would do anyway if
That's
it wasn't
true.
you.
You're right. I appreciate you. Honey.
Whatever, babe.
I too.
Listen to me. Come on, let's go to the last one so we can let the people go home. Y'all all right tonight? Here we go. Last one.
Try and give the other person what they want.
Come on.
Try.
Really
try.
Hard. It's
really
important,
hard.
Guys. It's important.
You know, listening to him and how he feels in his heart, and this is not stop being a mantra for him. Is making sure that I hear him. I'm just being honest.
It's a mantra.
It's a mantra. Like, it has not changed from the first year of our marriage to right now. That what he said.
I'm consistent.
He's consistent.
What I said I need.
What he said he needs. And you know, and I try. And sometimes
I try to give you what you want.
You don't try to give me what I want, because of that that place inside of you that, you know, is that high expectation meeting and going exceeding. That's your nature. That's who you are. So you don't try to meet needs for me. You do it. Like, I don't ever have to say that he's tried. He just does it. And so that is what I am against. But
you're not against. We're in it together.
I know we're in it together, babe. But I'm just saying, you're not the try guy. Anybody who knows him knows he doesn't try. He does it. And if he doesn't do it to his expectation, he's going to go back and make sure that it happens. That's what he does. And that's what I love about him. But that is also one of the things that just drives me crazy sometimes, is because he is a person that has expectation and he meets them. He meets them all. I'm like, he's just something else.
So sometimes do you think I project my level of drive and expectation on you? I mean, you're driven and you are an incredible woman.
I'm not driven like you.
An incredible
I'm not driven like you.
I know, but you are incredible. And I'm not saying that for the cameras.
I know.
But do you think I project that on you and that's causing some of my frustration? Because I feel like if I was doing it, I would just kill it.
Yes.
And you don't do it to kill it.
Kill it.
Sometimes you do it to do it.
No, I do it to kill it, but it's just not killed.
Okay.
It's not killed.
I got to work on projecting my level of expectation.
But in the same vein, then I look at our children, and I don't think that I want our children to set a goal and not meet it or exceed it. So I just think how I was raised and where I came from has a lot to do with that. But do I want that for the children that come out of our union?
Marriage, our family?
I don't want that. I don't want them to have that.
And I don't think I do that to you because I'm in a comparison or a competition.
It's because you are.
Yes, but I'm the only person
I get
for you that helps you be your best self. You know what I'm saying? It's like it's nobody else.
Not even for me, not just for me, but every person that you come in contact with.
But particularly for you. I don't want to be that for all the people. I don't want to be pulling people and trying to make everybody else be their best self. And in my own marriage, I'm not striving to pushing my wife to be her best self and to eliminate excuses and to strive in excellence and to exceed expectations, you know. And I'm your iron sharpen iron, you know, in the same ways that you do it to me. I'm your mirror. And so I think that as the man of our family, I also sometimes sense that I have a responsibility I have a sense of a responsibility to make sure that you're staying on your cutting edge as well.
You do. And I don't, and that me saying that does not negate that or diminish that or says that that shouldn't be. I'm just being honest and transparent about the process of that. Right. That it is a process, and that you do feel the quote unquote, when people say iron sharpens iron, that you don't get out of the ironing or the sharpening because it doesn't feel good or it's uncomfortable. I don't never not want you to be who you are. I want you to be who you are. That's why I married you. And I think that some people forget the thing that they love about their spouse is also the thing that they sometimes hate about their spouse. But you got to go back to the reason why I love that about you versus me making us to be enemies or to be against each other. No, we're unified. We're unified, and we're together, and there's a purpose and a reason for that. And just because it's uncomfortable does not mean it should go away. I mean, and I've always felt like that way. So, I say that and be funny, but it is the truth. I mean, it is the truth. My husband, if you get into his presence, if you get in any of his seminars, if you sit before him, he is going to always pull your best self out. And when I say pull, that does not mean that it is easy. It does not mean that it's fun. And it does not mean that it will not hurt, because it's just the truth. In order to be your best self, sometimes it will be uncomfortable. So I don't say that for you to change who you are. And I tell you that, when early in our marriage, when you would say stuff and I'd be crying.
Don't fight me. Do you believe I have your best interest in mind?
Yes, I believe you have my best interest in mind.
So don't fight me. Yeah. And so it's like, we just want your marriage to be better.
Exactly.
And so in wanting your marriage to be better, your marriage is in a constant evolution, as is ours. We always tell you we are not perfect, which you knew that already.
But we are perfect for each other.
And we are purposeful. And so in that process, I think that we live it out in front of you, and we hope that you do not think it's strange when your marriage is in, as my wife just expressed, a sharpening phase, right? When you are evolving, when you are redefining your roles, redefining your expectations. With what you wanted, you no longer want. With what you needed, you no longer need. You need something different. You need something new. You need something now.
And it makes it alive. Like that whole tension, if you just change your perspective of it, that is tension to let you know that it's alive. If it was just easy street and we just chilling, to me, that's not alive. And you have not yet arrived. As long as you are alive, I don't care if you've been married 30 years, 50 years, there is still, that person is alive, and you are in their life, and you are in a marriage. They want some new stuff. Because like my grandfather said, or some old
stuff in a new way.
Okay. Like he said, old rats like cheese too.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, just don't look at it as a place that's going to cause you to, it's a place to, if you got two choices, either come closer or come apart.
That's right. You're going to grow together.
You're going to grow together, or you're going to grow apart. You're going to grow regardless, but at least grow together and not apart. And don't look at places of frustration or places that can sharpen you as a place for you to go opposite ends. No, push yourself to come together, to have a conversation, to be uncomfortable, to have places where you may not agree, but you agree to disagree, and you still stay there, and you see the other's perspective, and you understand why, and you're okay with that.
Yeah. We got to get ready to go. Our hour is always almost
up. Oh my gosh.
We hope that you have enjoyed this time together. Share it with your friends. Talk to them. Tell it. Most importantly, y'all, your marriage will work if you do the work, right? Do the work. You're evolving. You're growing. Think it not strange that you need to have hard conversations sometime to redefine the roles of your marriage, right? Be on the lookout. We've got a blended family conversation. Those of you know, transparently, we've grown through a blended family. We learned some stuff. So we got a blended family conversation coming up. that's going to give you an opportunity to get some nuggets from some mistakes that we made and some things that we learned to help you to be able to, those of you that are in the blended family, make it make sense and make it grow. It's going to be coming up very soon. So stay on the lookout for it. If you want to sow where you grow, we appreciate you wanting us to come back. It takes time, effort. As you see, we don't throw nothing together. We give you something solid to think about. So if this blessed you for real, don't just say it did. Like, sow where you grow, and make sure that you let it be known that you can access this information because you sown into it. All right. Give whatever it is that you feel it contributed to your life, and however it added value to you. Make sure that you add value in the same space. It's a give and exchange, right? That keeps us coming back and knowing that what we're saying is helping you and what we're saying actually matters. We're going to do our marriage confession, and then we're going to get out of here. My marriage is blessed.
My marriage is blessed.
My spouse and I
are
led by the Spirit of God.
Led by the Spirit of God.
When we pray together, in unity, our prayers are powerful. And we get results. We make every effort. To establish peace. And harmony. In our homes. Together we walk in agreement. And we are an unstoppable force. If we get angry, we are quick to forgive. So that we do not have strife. In our relationship. We are not self-seeking. Rude, proud, boastful, or jealous. Instead, we are loving, kind, patient. And we put each other's needs in front of our own. We trust each other. And we protect the sanctity of our marriage. God has joined us together. And we will not be separated. Come on, all my single people. You could just say, my future marriage is blessed. All right. We love you so much. And we're so glad that you rocked in with us tonight. Hey, do the work. Make sure that you know your marriage matters. You're in a constant evolution. You can sow on PayPal, or you can sow on Cash App. All right, whatever you do, sow where you grow. Thank you for rocking with us tonight. Share it with somebody. You're an unstoppable force. We love you. You're in the process of evolution. Pray for us as we pray for you. As you see,
Cash
we're just
App they put up there.
Transition, and we are transparent about it. All right, love y'all so much. Don't y'all never forget, let nothing come between you. Not your wants, not your needs, not your expectations. We love y'all back, all right? Thank you so much for rocking with us. Blessings to you. Share with somebody, all right? And let your friends know. Thank you for the affirmation. We love y'all. Yes. So good, so good.
Where is Cash App? Cash App is on the screen.
It's on the screen right now. The Cash App's on the screen. We can make it if we try, right? Try to give each other what they want. Peace. Hey.
You and I, we look for love, no time for tears. Wasted water's all that is, and it don't make no flowers.
We love y'all. Thank you for your seeds. It matters. Hey, hey. Let the chorus go one more time. Hey.
Just the two of us.
Hey.
We can make it if we try. Just the two of us.
Peace.
Just the two of us.
What we doing?
Building them castles in the sky.
Just the two of us. Hey.
You and I.